The Boston Fire Commissioner says it has reached an epidemic level. What you see here behind me is the wall of Boston firefighters who lost their lives to occupational cancer since 1990. More than 190 of Boston's bravest. And the commissioner tells me that number is only growing. Lieutenant Edward Walsh and firefighter Michael Kennedy, two heroes who lost their lives in the tragic 9-alarm fire in Back Bay in March of 2014. But in that same year, 4 Boston firefighters died from occupational cancer, attributed to their job as firefighters. No one has heard their stories until now.
We have a significant number of members who are suffering through some significant stages of cancer.
Boston Fire Commissioner Joe Finn has seen coworkers and friends fall in a way that's nothing short of heartbreaking. Here on this wall at Boston Fire headquarters, time stands still. Each picture, each face is of a man who lost his life to occupational cancer.
I can say honestly, I know everybody on that wall.
Commissioner Finn estimates that someone in the Boston Fire Department is diagnosed with cancer every 3 weeks. Last May, especially devastating. 8 people diagnosed in 1 month.
She's like, Glenn, you have cancer. This is the kind you have. It's very severe.
Glenn Preston and his family are living the nightmare.
And again, sorry for the panting. I just can't breathe with the chemo.
On this day that I first sat down with the 41-year-old, he was just hours from going back to the hospital. This time to stay for at least a month, to undergo high-dose chemo and a bone marrow transplant to help fight off the 2 types of blood cancer he has.
It's difficult to explain to your little 5-year-old that you're not going to be home for a month, or your 7-year-old that you're missing a birthday again.
Today's building materials and furnishings in homes and businesses are playing a huge role in the jump in cancer rates. You can see how quickly the room on the right burns with modern materials compared to materials from 30 or 40 years ago.
And we're going to start thinking about how best we protect firefighters from these exposures.
All of the turnout gear comes back here. Everything gets washed.
Protocols are evolving. Some departments now have 2 sets of equipment so they can be cleaned after use. There are better ventilation systems being built in new firehouses. And new recruits are taking blood tests every year to track their cancer levels.
Do you guys, at the end of the day, do you now feel safe?
Yes. Yes.
When I asked that question, I felt some hesitation. And maybe it's, yes, you feel safe now.
Safer. Going forward.
Safer.
It might be a little too late for a lot of guys. I'm sure, as me included, people that are still scared about whether you're safe.
Put it this way, there's what, 1,500 guys on our job?
Right.
Every single one of us know the risks of cancer now. I don't know anybody who's actually resigned because of it.
An unwavering commitment to do what they love, do what it takes to keep us safe, even in the face of a hidden killer.
All I want to do is live, beat this, and be able to walk my daughters down the aisle, not be in a box. You know, I want to get back to work, be a fireman again.
Right now, Glenn is doing well. I saw him just last week. Some days are spent in bed, but on the day that I saw him, he was up walking around, even getting outside.
That is good to hear.
It really is.
But there really is so much more to this issue, and it reaches well beyond this one department.
No, you're exactly right. We've spoken with families who are in the middle of this fight, like the Prestons, but also devastated families who have already lost a firefighter to cancer, and firefighters that walk into the firehouse every single day knowing the massive risk that they're taking. Right now, we are putting together an hour-long special to give all of these heroes a voice and talk about what needs to be done to protect them. You can watch that primetime special Tuesday, March 13th at 8 o'clock right here on Boston 25.